The Doctrines of Pythagoras. A man lived here, a Samian by birth, but he had fled from Samos and its masters, and hating tyranny, by his own choice became an exile. Though the gods in heaven live far removed, he approached them in his mind, and things that nature kept from mortal sight his inward eye explored. When meditation and vigils of long study had surveyed all things that are, he made his wisdom free for all to share. He would teach his class, hanging in silent wonder on his words, the world's great origin, the cause of things, what nature is, what God, and whence the snow, what makes the lightning, whether thunder comes from Jove or from the winds when clouds burst wide, why the earth quakes, what ordinance controls the courses of the stars, and the whole sum of nature's secrets. He was first to ban as food for men the flesh of living things. These are the doctrines he was first to teach, wise words, though wisdom powerless to persuade. Abstain! Preserve your bodies unabused, mortals, with food of sin. There are the crops, apples that bend the branches with their weight, grapes swelling on the vines. There are fresh herbs, and those the tempered flame makes soft and mellow. Milk is ungrudged, and honey from the thyme. Earth lavishes her wealth, gives sustenance benign, spreads feasts unstained by blood and death. Flesh is for beasts to appease the pangs of hunger, yet not for all, since horses, cattle, sheep graze on the grass, but animals untamed and fierce, Armenian tigers, ravening lions, wolves too, and bears, all feed on flesh and blood. How vile a crime that flesh should swallow flesh, body should fatten greedy body. Life should live upon the death of other lives. With all the bounteous riches that the earth best of mothers, yields, can nothing please but savage relish, munching piteous wounds, a Cyclops' banquet? Can you not placate without another's doom, a life destroyed, the urgent craving of your belly's greed? But in the golden age of long ago, the orchard fruits and harvest in the fields were blessed boon, and no blood stained men's lips. The birds in safety then might wing their way, no trust betrayed hung fishes on the hook. And fearless in mid-field the hare would roam, with never trap or snare or guile or fear. Peace filled the world, until some futile brain envied the lion's diet, and gulped down a feast of flesh to fill his greedy guts, and pave the way for crime. A wild beast's death may be first warmed, and stained a blade with blood. That should suffice. Creatures that seek our death, it is no sin, we say, to do to death. To do to death, but not to make a meal. Thence wickedness spread wider. First it seems the pig deserved a victim's death, whose snout dug up the seeds and cut the season's hope. The goat that gnawed the vines was sacrificed on vengeful Bacchus's altars. These two paid the price of guilt. But what guilt have the sheep, the peaceful flock, born but to serve mankind, whose udders sweet milk fills, whose fleeces yield soft clothes, more excellent in life than death? What guilt have oxen, faithful guileless beasts, harmless and simple, born to lives of toil? How short of memory, how mean of soul, how undeserving of the harvest boon is he who, having just unyoked the weight of the bright curving plough, can find the heart to kill his ploughmate? Who upon that neck, tired with long toil, whose strength year after year renewed the stubborn acres, and brought home so many harvests, crashes down the axe. Nor is that crime enough. Even the gods they enroll to share their guilt, and make believe the powers of heaven are gladdened by the blood of bullocks, patient slaughtered laborers. A victim without blemish, beautiful beyond compare, his beauty is his bane. Splendid with gold and garlands, stands before the altar, hears the prayer, watches the priest sprinkle, he knows not why, between his horns, upon his brow, the meal his toil has grown. Then the knife strikes, crimsoned with blood, the knife he saw perhaps reflected as it fell. And while the life's still warm, they snatch his guts and probe and pour to prove heaven's purposes. That flesh, so great man's greed for food forbidden, you dare to eat, you race of mortal men. Abstain, be warned, I beg you. Understand the ox whose meat you savor, whom you slew, worked, your own farm hand, in your fields for you,